Hello, my name is Robert Dean Steele, and this is Promises of the Bible. Let's look at Matthew chapter 6, verse number 18. Jesus says, "So let it not be so obvious to others that you're fasting, but only to your Father who is unseen. And your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you." Now, Jesus was talking about a very important spiritual discipline, which is called fasting. And in Jesus' day, the Pharisees and the elders and the leaders, they made fasting a real art, but they made it for the wrong reasons. They would walk around with long faces, and people would say, "What's wrong with you, Rabbi?" He says, "Well, I'm fasting today." Jesus despised that particular type of fasting, that type of fasting that says, "Look at me, look at me." That's why Jesus says, hey, don't let it be obvious when you're fasting, but only to your Father who is unseen. And your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you. Now, fasting is a very important spiritual discipline, and it's designed to break through. It is a self-denial of food or maybe water, depending on what type of fast you're going to have, because some fasts are a partial fast, which basically means you go without food, and sometimes it's a full fast, which means that you go without water and without food. I never recommend a full fast and never more than 2 or 3 days. But I've had people in my life who've gone 30, 40 days, and there has been a spiritual blessing and breakthrough for them. I myself practice fasting from time to time because I want to see God do breakthroughs. But the secret, of course, is not letting people know that you're fasting. It's doing that due diligence where you want to break through, but not announcing to the world that you're doing it. Because what happens is your Father in heaven sees what's going on, and He Himself will reward you with the breakthrough. Now, maybe today you need a breakthrough. Maybe today you need to spend some time in fasting. And here's a little secret. The time periods of which you would normally eat, like your breakfast, your dinner, and your supper, make those be times where you pray, where you spend time with God and say, "God, this is my time that I'm going to spend with you." And you know what? God will reward you with a breakthrough. So, today, Jesus says, don't make it obvious that you're fasting, but only to your Father who is unseen, and your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you. Also as well, here's Isaiah 58, 6 and 7, Daniel 1, 8, and Luke 4, 2. My name's Robert Dean Steele. This is Promises of the Bible. You have yourself a great and godly day.